Today's video was brought to you by the number 6. Hi everybody, and a warm welcome back to Maple Leaf Customs in Switzerland. I'm Andrew, and I'm glad you've joined me for this 6th anniversary of my YouTube channel and a celebration of all things Porsche. I've picked out 6 different Porsche models for my own invitational event, each one of these coming from a different viewer from over the years. I got this 993 GT2 from Tom at Spork Syndicate, who has sent me dozens of Porsches. Now, the classic 935 is in a little bit rougher condition to start with. This one was sent by a friend of the channel, Mark Leminen. That came all the way from Finland. Here's the ever-popular 959. Pretty basic livery. I received this in a mail call from Guy Young in South Dakota. The Porsche 910 has a rich racing legacy. This one that's already been stripped down came from Yves Schott in Luxembourg. I've got some ideas to dress that one up. This one was brand new, the 918 Spyder, one of Porsche's first real hypercars. Got it from Aaron B. When I get these, I mark all of the senders' names on tape so I don't forget people's generosity to me. And one you've already seen just recently is the 928. No sender. I think this was just a Lucy, or I got it in an eBay lot. I did this recently as a primer for this invitational event, and I did it up in Risky Business Champagne Gold. 6 different models, each one sporting a Porsche badge on the hood. I'm not going to show you the full work on all of them, but highlights from each stage of the restorations and makeovers, starting with the disassembly. This one's already been taken apart because I didn't have to drill it out. I just had to take the screws out. And here's a sign of things to come. Well play-worn windshields, dirty interiors. And even some rusty bits. Well, that's how I like to get them, because that's what this hobby's all about. In this video, you'll see lots of differences between Hot Wheels and Matchbox castings and toolings, how they detail their dashboards, suspensions, axles, and wheels. I mixed them up on purpose. I hope it'll be interesting for you. All of these are going to get upgraded Samed wheels. This 910 might be one of the roughest in the lot. Some pitting and corrosion's evident. Yeah, somebody's opened this up before. That's the original color inside, which was inhabited by Spyder. The dome-shaped cockpit glass is really messed up. I'll work on it. Same as the interior. Looks like this was a garden excavator. I've got a metal chassis this time. Off with the Matchbox black wall wheels. There's another different suspension type. Everything is stripped down, all parts are salvageable, no worries. So it's on to paint stripping. I brush mine on so I don't waste any media. Lots of body work followed that, and then each one got its turn in the spray booth for some Kaleido white primer. Magnus Walker, keeping the brand cool. Coming soon on Maple Leaf Customs will be a recap video featuring pics of all the customs from each participant in this annual community build, as well as some more upcoming specials, customs, 3D prints, and more. You can count on a brand new video every Saturday right here as I press on into year 7 on my channel. Thanks as always for all of your support. The whole lineup of cars have been primed and that's been cured, so it's back to the spray booth for a variety of colors. I've got a couple of different liveries in mind, and these colors will all be fitting. Some of them are one-color treatments. This one's going to have a two-tone application. The bright yellow and red for a shell racing livery. I use all Gaahleri products in the spray booth, including my airbrushes and their new line of Kaleido Colorworks water-based paints. Use the promo code Maple Leaf Customs when you make an order to receive an extra 10% off anything in their inventory. I'm more than pleased with all of their products that I've tested and shared with you. Today's community shout-out goes to the YouTube channel 164 Luke, who's fairly new on the scene but is making great strides for good reason. He does outstanding work, and I'm happy to direct you to his channel. Just follow the link that I've left in the description. Right. So, using clips from random parts of this multi-casting makeover project, I'm applying some decals. Many of them are ghost white because of the dark colored backgrounds. Some of them from my imagination, some of them from Google images of the real racers, like this one. This marks the 6th consecutive year that I've hosted this invitational on the Porsche theme. Happens to be my favorite kind of car, and there's a myriad of castings out there. One of my goals is to bring the whole community together. Brand new builders, together with the old-timers. And once again this year, more than 50 different participants are joining in. And in the spirit of generosity, each one is to pay it forward by giving their custom away. That's the main thing. So I want to encourage each of you as viewers to watch as many of the Porsche 6 videos as you can. I've asked everyone to use the hashtag MLC Porsche 6. That will put your uploads into a dedicated playlist that makes it easy for all of us to find your stuff. I appreciate each of you watching my video right here today, but there are lots of others to support too. Thanks for doing that. This authentic Rothmans livery on the 959 was the toughest one to do, but I got through it. Now for all of the sundry things that need to be taken care of, like refurbishing the glass and the interiors and doing some chassis detail. Most everything got a treatment in some hot soapy water, which easily erases years of dirt and abuse. A can't miss step in any restoration project. After using increasingly finer grits of wet-dry sandpaper, right up to 12,000, I like to finish with a fairly heavy coating of Mr. Hobby number 30. It's a self-leveling clear coat that puts an instant shine back on all of these long-neglected, scratched and sun-bleached windshields. Using a superfine tip paintbrush, I apply highlights with Molotow chrome ink. I prefer this over the pen, which often ends up exploding in a volcanic blob where I least want it to be. They're Porsches, they're fast, and safety first. I like to apply some racing harnesses. I simply put a little bit of Mod Podge onto the plastic interior seats, apply the same to the harnesses that are printed on regular copy paper. I've blacked out the edges, position them properly, and let that dry clear. I started this annual project months ago because I had 6 cars to complete. Finally, it's time to start putting them all back together. Again, just random highlights from different castings. Windshields and interiors were detailed, as were each of the chassis, and all of them are sporting brand new real rubber Samed wheels, a longtime sponsor of my channel, and Maple Leaf Customs logos on the bottom. This one fastens with a tab in the back and a single screw up front. And my work is done. Let's have a closer look. This was the teaser 928 that was finished just a couple of weeks ago. It's got a separate video all its own. Thanks again to Tom from Spork Syndicate for the 993 GT2. I put some Hugo Boss and Ralph Lauren Polo sponsor decals on there. Another thank you to Aaron B. for the 918 Spyder, looking very clean in white and black, highlighted the exhaust and the tail lights. Shotty's Diecast supplied me with the 910, and that was probably the biggest challenge out of all 6 cars. But look how clean and shiny that is now in Shell and Pirelli racing livery. One of my favorites in the end. This 935 came from Finland. Thank you again to Mark Leminen. I hope you approve of the all-red Hawaiian tropic treatment. I think it's a real head-turner. And the 959 from Guy Young in the States. This one got the very familiar and iconic Rothmans racing livery. Most of these cars went from shaggy to sleek. Let's have a look at the before and after pics. Each one sporting a brand new look. The theme each year for this invitational is to pay it forward, and I can report to you that all 6 of these cars will be gifts. Some of the recipients are already in the know, and a few are going to get surprises in the mail. They'll all get shipped out ASAP. Another thanks to Samed Wheels for sponsoring my channel and supplying me with so many goods. And thanks to 50 plus participants for taking part in this year's community build-up. Remember to send your glamour pics to that address. Each participant is going to be eligible to win one of these Porsche-themed draw prizes that will take place in the recap video coming out in a few days. Remember to search for this hashtag so you can find a dedicated playlist with all the great uploads. I really do appreciate your support over the past 6 years. Thanks so much for celebrating with me today. Lots of good stuff ahead, so keep on coming back regularly. Drive carefully. It's coffee time.